It's not uncommon for Fox 5 to get calls from people complaining about bad gasoline or not getting enough gas from the gas pumps. But how common is this problem? The I-Team's Dana Fowl poured over years of records to see whether gas stations might be cheating customers. Dana.
Well, you know, it was back in the fall. Fox 5 was on the scene of a DeKalb County gas station. Customers there, many of them were complaining to state regulators their cars stopped from water-tainted gas. Well, that prompted the I-Team to take a deeper look at just how often this might happen. Our investigation uncovers a finding that actually might surprise you.
My car stalled, and I was scared. All these cars were coming down, up and down the street.
My car cut off as soon as I pulled out of here. It cut right off in the middle of the street right there. Cut off. They said the gas had water in it.
State records back up their claims that this DeKalb County Citgo was serving up watered-down gas. In this case, it was a maintenance issue, but it prompted the I-Team to pull 5 years' worth of statewide gas pump inspections to see how often customers might get bad gas or not enough gas.
We're state fuel inspectors with the Department of Agriculture.
We catch up to inspectors at a DeKalb Texaco on a very cold morning.
We're going to run a routine inspection on all your pumps.
They work in a mobile lab. They check for water in the gasoline.
We're going to check for water in the underground tanks. There can be no more than a quarter inch of water. We're going to apply some paste on our measuring stick here.
Then dip them into the tanks below. This one is all good.
Now, if there was water in that tank, I have a prominent lime green line.
No water.
If it remains cloudy, that's a sign of water.
Over here, they eyeball a sample.
We look good.
Again, it's all good. But these men know what customers worry about, their wallet. With the high price of gas these days, do you get what you pay for? Well, it's all in the accuracy of the calibration. If you pay for 5 gallons of gas, well, you want 5 gallons of gas.
We should pump at least 60 gallons.
And here, they run into a problem. At one of these tanks, what's being read here,
Our tolerance is plus to minus 6.
well, it doesn't match what's coming out here. But it's not what you might think.
We just checked your diesel on pump 10.
The inspector breaks the news to the owner.
That calibration came out at a plus 14, which means you're giving away gas.
Oh, wow. Number 10?
Yes, sir, number 10. And based off what I've calculated, you're giving away about 1 cent per gallon.
Oh, my God.
It was the owner, not the state, who bagged this pump. And that's no surprise to State Agriculture Commissioner Gary Black.
70% of the infractions that we find or corrections we have to make are actually at stations where it's in the benefit of the consumer.
That's right, 70% of the time, gas stations with failed calibrations are giving you more gas than you paid for. And what's more, those pumps with water in the line, well, Inspector Xavier Nash said is rarely ever on purpose.
A lot of people assume that the stations themselves are putting water in the tanks to dilute the gas so they can make better sales. That's never the case.
And that's good news. So there is a recommendation by the commissioner himself. Use a gas station that has high volume if you can. He says it has less of a chance of impurities and water getting into the tank. Also, make sure it's a station that appears to be well maintained.
Well, the guy just talked about it not being on purpose, water in the gas,
Yeah.
but it still happens. I
Yeah,
guess.
I mean, it can certainly still happen. And if you're like the 8 drivers whose car locked up from the watered down gas back in the fall, the commissioner says the station owner must pay for the towing and the repairs. So always keep your gas receipts just in case. You know how they ask you now, do you want your receipt? I always say no, but now I'm going to keep it just in case.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And you and I were just talking about a lot of it may have to do with the humidity here in Georgia.
And just simple wear and tear. You know, while we were there, they did have to shut down one of the hoses, but that was because the hose started to show a little wear and tear. And they said, we might not be back for a year. Go ahead and bag this thing.
All right. Well, thanks for all the information. All right. It is now